Well, tonight we're tracking a lot of weather impacts to come and also happening right now. I know Francine among those that we're keeping an eye on.
Yeah, it's made landfall, it sounds like, Brad, in Louisiana.
Yeah, made landfall in Louisiana just within the last couple of minutes. It's going to continue to push north, but you see all the moisture well east of the center, and really that's the story. There's the circulation. You see the eye, the center of the eye is just now crossing inland there in southern parts of Louisiana. But you see the stalled front? There's a lot of moisture well to the east. High pressure to the north is supplying northeast winds and easterly winds, so that's pulling moisture in. You've got the circulation, the counterclockwise circulation of low pressure, which is associated with the hurricane, and that's pulling moisture in. And then you've got a stalled front that's squeezing it out. So we've got two other ingredients here that are helping to produce rain. So that's why we call these indirect impacts. Some of the moisture being fed into that system is being supplied to us as well, but it's being squeezed out by two other things. So really no major impacts from Francine. In fact, only isolated to scattered showers Friday and Saturday. But what happens, that stalled front is going to linger over the Gulf Stream, and that's eventually going to produce a new low pressure system by Sunday into Monday. Now for us, here's a look at our futurecast. Clouds increase for sure tomorrow. Friday, you see the scattered showers, but also notice plenty of breaks. This is not going to be a washout. There's no complete washout in the forecast Friday and Saturday. No severe weather expected and no wind expected either. So if we're looking at just rain here, and maybe some lightning could be the biggest issue if we see some sun. Now, there is a low risk for some flash flooding, mainly for the mountain areas and the upstate of South Carolina, both Friday and Saturday. But northeast, almost no risk at all. Now, what happens next week is definitely more of an impact on us. You see all this moisture with Francine there, but look at this secondary bullseye of moisture. That's for a completely different system that could form in the next 7 days. 30% chance of development on the stalled front off the Carolina coast. And because of that high pressure to the north, it can't go east or north, so what happens is when this develops here, it's going to back up. There's the remnants of Francine, but look at all this moisture, and eventually, watch this low pressure form right here and then try to back up and move into the Carolinas along that stalled front. So heavy rain Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday, possibly could linger for a while before it moves out by the end of the week. So we could see some pockets of very heavy rain in here. In fact, you see the moisture associated with Francine back to the west. This is a whole separate inflow of moisture that will be moving in with low pressure on Monday into Tuesday. So when we look at the rain chances, scattered, really isolated stuff Friday, Saturday, a little bit of a lull on Sunday, and then Sunday night, Monday, Tuesday, we could see a resurgence of rain with that secondary low pressure system. So your Guy Roofing 7-day forecast shows those rain chances. Again, Friday, Saturday, more scattered, 70% Monday, Tuesday. That's more widespread and potentially heavier rainfall. If we go 10 days into the future, you can see the soggy pattern could last well into next weekend with temperatures in the upper 70s to near 80.